time now for some F1 news. Kamya, you know the Singapore Grand Prix is right around the corner.
That's right, Rishabh. But do you know there's lots more to it than just the racing? Check this out.
Let's be as straightforward as the longest straight stretch on any F1 track to make. Race weekend is not just about the race. Sure, the rush that comes from the sound and pace of 300 kilometers per hour leads to euphoric pleasure. But it passes by so fast that you need a fair amount of goodies on the side to make it all complete. Keeping that in mind, organizers have lined up acts like Shakira, Linkin Park, good old Boy George, Shaggy, and over 100 other entertainers in various forms to make sure the audio levels remain screeching. But there's more.
We have about over 240,000 people that come to this race. About 40% of that are visitors. The Singapore Tourism Board creates this platform called the Grand Prix Season Singapore, and it's a whole gamut of activities that happens before the race and after the race, from shopping to nightclub things down to events. So there's a lot of things that happen so that the whole city is prepped up for what we like to think is the centerpiece, which is the Singapore Grand Prix.
Which is why the ZigWheels team wants you to make the most of it. So you've got food that takes its influence from the Malay, Chinese, Indian and Indonesian communities that make up the country. And you can eat it either at the traditional hawker stores or head out to the finest of fine dining experiences where you might just bump into Bernie. Speaking of which, if you're not on first name basis with him or the other players that can get you into the Grand Prix after parties, don't fret. Nightclubs like the legendary Zouk and the other close to 200 bars and clubs that span a range of music till at least 4 a.m. with their international crowd will easily substitute the chocolate factory. And if you're looking to get touristy, then a visit to places like the famous Singapore Zoo and a city tour with land and underwater attractions should give you and the family an outing that will be done in pretty much the same time it takes to get to Agra to see the Taj, considering you're in the smallest country in Asia. Having said all that, you will spend a considerable amount of time on the track. So here's the layout. The track runs over 5 kilometers through the city center over 61 laps, making a total of 309 kilometers of racing. There are 4 high-speed stretches, 7 slow turns, 3 ideal spots for overtaking, and an achievable top speed of 297 kilometers per hour. Last year, it was Fernando Alonso who took the win. This year, who knows? And by the way, all our after-party advice will come handy because it's the only night race in the season.
Well, the night race at Singapore certainly is one exhilarating event. In fact, if you're keen to go watch the Singapore Grand Prix live in Singapore, all you got to do is log on to Facebook, check out our ZigWheels page, complete a short sentence, and you could win tickets to go and watch the Singapore Grand Prix live in Singapore.
Alright, and with that, we've completely run out of time on ZigWheels. But if you have any feedback, comments, or suggestions, do write into us at zigwheels@etnow.tv. You can also check out our fine website, www.zigwheels.com.
Well, with that, it's pretty much a wrap this week on ZigWheels. From Kamya Jani and me, Rishabh Matharu. It's goodbye and drive safe.